Well, hello everyone. I'm back. We have audio and video tonight. Sorry about last night. We had a bit of technical difficulties, so we're back again. So pretty excited. All right. So Shahal and Rommel, g'day. How you doing? Glad to see you guys back again. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a winner for the last post, which was yesterday, which was very short, and some I put some interesting music with it because I thought, yeah, I need something. It's pretty dead with no audio at all. So I just did the draw last night. That was all I managed to do. So so tonight will be a little bit better. All right, so let's find a winner. Let's do that now. And if you're not sure how this competition works, it's a free giveaway. All you need to do is like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon. And once you do that, you just put a comment or a question, and then underneath that, just put your Bitcoin Cash address. And then what I do is I select a winner. I just do a random winner out of that, and you get $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. So it's pretty easy to do. All right, and if you ask a good question, I always like really good questions so that I can try and answer them. So that's always a good thing too. All right, we'll wait for this to load. Okay, so that's good. Let's select a winner. Rambo. Awesome, we have a winner, Rambo. Why such a small video this time? Well, yes, you probably didn't read the comments. Maybe it was a little bit hard to read on the screen, but I had some technical issues yesterday. So that's why it was such a small video. I think it was only 6 minutes. So hopefully that answers your question, Rambo. Thanks very much for that. And you've got yourself $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. How exciting is that? And that's how easy it is to win. All right, so I'm just going to drop that down here into the live chat. It won't be a second. All right, so once we, there we do, that might help. Once I get that address, I will send that $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. Let's have a look. Now I use the Exodus wallet, so you may have heard me talk about the Exodus. It's a really good little wallet for desktop. I've got it on my Mac, but you can pretty much use it on anything. Well, on desktop you can use it on PC. All right, so $10 Bitcoin Cash, send. Cool. All right, so that's done. And when you receive that, Rambo, can you please, yep, here we go. So when you receive that, Rambo, can you please let me know in the comments? That would be great. All right, so we'll close that one down there. We'll go back to here. So that's done. All right, so let's have a look at, we might have a look at the live stream and see who we got on. We got MC Huddle, g'day. Nathan, how you doing, mate? Algie, awesome. Good afternoon from Indonesia. There you go. I'm in Brisbane, Australia. We've got a few questions there. Excellent. Yep. MC says, heard that there's a glitch on Exodus. I haven't come across that one yet. Maybe I'll check that out. If you know what that glitch is, let me know. But I haven't had a problem with Exodus. I've been using it pretty much from day one. And I've used a few different wallets, and I would have to say it's never let me down. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. I have moved some pretty big transactions. The other wallets like Mu, which is my Ether wallet, I use that as well, and both those wallets haven't let me down at all. I've had trouble with some of the mobile wallets, but yeah, you know, this one's been pretty good. So, but we'll have to check out what the glitch is. They do have bugs, and they do fix those things in Exodus, but I haven't seen anything that would be really bad. I haven't lost any funds. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the market. Let's go to my favorite coin market cap. So most of you have already probably been there today. So Bitcoin's down another 10%. We're at $10,500. Most of the market's down about 10%. Pretty much the top 10 down 10, Ripple's down 8, Bitcoin Cash 11. Pretty much right across the board. I think EOS and NEO down 14 and IOTA 16. A bit of news about IOTA, which I'll cover shortly. Dash 12 down 12, Monero down 14, Tron 15. So yeah, look, pretty much the whole market down. If you have a look at some of the ones that actually did move, was Privacy Coin, Pivx, nice move there. CryptoNext, Walton, Tether stayed together, but basically there was about 3 or 4 coins that went against the market. So it's good to see a Privacy Coin do there. Don't know much about CryptoNext, but we'll have to check that out. Yeah, so basically the market down again. All right, so a lot of people worried about that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. You got to look at it a longer term. If you look at, you remember this market's been going for about 10 years, and you'll have situations where it's not going to continually keep going up, and for that expectation, you know, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, right now if you have a look at the charts, it's basically actually we might bring up a quick chart. Let's bring up a quick chart. Tell you what I think of this. Coingy. This is a great little platform. I use it. You can use it for trading. It actually uses APIs and connect into other exchanges, but I like it for the charting. It's really good charting. So let's have a quick look. We'll just wait for this to load, and then I want to show you the charts. Okay, so we're going to have a look at we'll go to some of the favorites, and we'll go to, let's just go GDAX, and we'll just go BTC USD. Okay, so everyone's sort of familiar with GDAX because it's like Coinbase's exchange. Okay, so we're looking at the hour. Let's switch to a day. All right, so this is the chart you're looking at. All right, so we've got August, September, October, November. Things were going pretty good, and then December it just went crazy. And if we go back to, you know, when it was actually happening, these were the kind of moves. You know, this was the kind of moves we were seeing. Like, you know, we were at 8,000, and then we're at 10,000, 11,000, and then bang, we're like right up to 16,000. Okay, and this sort of behavior was incredible. And then we thought, you know, it can't go any higher, and it did. It went up 18, and I think some exchanges it hit 20k. Okay, so then since then it's come down. All right, and it's tried to go up to 17 again, and now we're back at this stage right here around about the just over 10,000 mark. Okay, and when we pull this chart back out again, see this point here was nearly at the 9,000. Okay, and it's about 10,000 now. When you go back to here, this is around about beginning of December, end of November. So we're nearly back at that point before it all took off. And I've had a few people comment to say, you know, was this to do with the futures? And I've been doing a little bit of research with that. The futures market that opened up in December, and essentially, and then the positions started closing out. So there is a lot of correlation between what happened with the futures markets and then the price, you know, moving here. So I haven't found enough information to say that it's exactly what's going on and the futures market is controlling Bitcoin. But you know, there is some concentrated holdings of Bitcoin that's held by, you know, a small amount of addresses, and if they do get involved with the futures, and then if they do actually you know, sell off if they want, they can then fulfill those needs of those contracts in the futures market if they choose to short those contracts. So basically the market, when I was checking the futures market, they were saying that most of the contracts was for shorting for it to go down. So, you know, there could be something going on there. Don't have any real information to say. I've seen some links and read some information about it. So some of the contracts are expiring for the futures. I won't sort of cover that right now because it is pretty involved with futures and how to explain it and stuff like that. But basically, up to that point when the futures market happened and it really took off, and now it's back to this stage. But if we go out to a week, right, we take it out a little bit further and we just have a look at this chart, and you can actually see some interesting things. So if we put, say, a ray, let's put a little ray line on this one here. Let's just have a look at some of these points. So, you know, we could look at this is a point there, okay? That could be one way to look at this trend that's going on there. Also, we could have another look at this other trend. These are just little ideas, like normally you draw from the LOs. So say take something like that. So this trend, basically, if you extrapolate it out this way, we're back, it hasn't actually broken through that trend yet. So it's actually went up more than it should have. And if I remember when this was happening and I was going, my goodness, this market's just gone crazy. This can't be right. You know, it was just going up so much just before Christmas. And this is the result of what's happened, has come down. But I see that we're going to be, this point here, basically we're in, this is in February, but in this period of time, it's either going to go one way or the other. It's either going to continue to head down to the next point, you know, the next support levels down here, or it's going to continue to move up along this line. And I'm on the side of moving, I'm bullish on this side. I just think we're going to be moving back to this point, and then we'll continue. And also, if you have a look at the previous years, when you check out the beginning of the year in January, you also get a dip. So if we go back, we'll have a quick look. And we'll go back to, yep. So here's November. This is 2016. So this was like beginning of November, huge high there. It nearly ran all the way back up. And this was around about the 12th, 14th, and even right up to, there we go, this was even like January. And then straight after that, it went down. Now, obviously, it went down a lot more than what we've seen previously, but it continued to go up. And then if we have a look at, that was March, this is November, this is 2015. You have a look at the chart here. So this was coming from a downward trend pretty much all year. But in that period of time, in January, it went to a new low, okay? So it is pretty normal for this to happen, and it did recover. Now, it did take nearly all year to start to make moves. Same within 2014. You can see this. We had a massive run up between November. I mean, just check this out. Like in November and December, huge gains. Like this is when it went from $200 to almost $1,000, and this huge sell-off. And then this continued pretty much all year back down to this point. Okay, and then it reached that point in January, which we are in now, and then it continued. Now it continued sideways for most of the year, and then we started getting this trend. Okay, and then same thing now. It's moved on up. It exploded up here, and now it's come back again. But I really see that. I see that the market continuing upwards. So, let's just using some charts to have a quick look at, my interpretation of how I see the market. But I feel that the market's more matured now since, this time period here. There's a lot more people involved, a lot more projects, a lot more coins, a lot more ICOs. There's so much happening in the space, so much more adoption, that this is only going to continue to increase, because you still have limited supply for these coins, and they're not like a printing press that prints out money that government issues. Okay, this is completely the opposite of that. All right, you've got limited coins, and so there is a fixed supply. And this demand is from people coming into the space, wanting to get a hold of crypto. And honestly, if you had crypto available that you could go up, if you could buy like where you buy a newspaper, like a news agency, and you could go in and buy crypto, just anytime you just go buy any particular crypto you want, you would see at that stage, you would see that the crypto market would be huge because everyone would be able to purchase it. Whereas at the moment, it is difficult to purchase in most countries. So, yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick overview on that. We'll shut that down and let's have a quick look at the market again. So, basically, everything's down, but it doesn't bother me because on a year-to-year basis, this is going to be, I believe, at least minimum another 10x for the following year. All right, let's see if you've got any comments about that. Yep, red day again, bloody January, exactly. So why is Bitcoin price down? The whole market's yeah, basically down. And yeah, and also Nathan mentions the first batch of CME Bitcoin future contracts will expire January 26. That's exactly right. So there's definitely going to be a date. The 26th is only a few days out. So I think we're going to see a change from there. And also, now that the Bitcoin is down, like it's went to 20K before, it will go to 20K again. And anyone that didn't have a chance to buy in at like missed out on that opportunity to buy when it was lower, now is the time to buy. So you've had plenty of time to get back in the market. And when it takes off again, you'll be basically thinking, wow, I should have put more into the market. Okay. So that's just something to be aware of. All right. So that was some of the, just to have a quick look at the market. There was some news. Now I went to, let's have a check out some of the news here. We'll go to Cointelegraph and check out what they got there. I did have a brief look earlier. I brought up a couple of articles that I thought was interesting. Yeah, basically a lot of it's still negative. So they're talking about, yeah, South Korea still trying to do their tax policy. There was still thing about India. What else was it? Yeah, we covered the OneCoin with the Ponzi scheme with Bulgarian police. What else? Yeah, I might talk briefly about Lightning Network. Indian banks suspending some exchange accounts. So, you know, this sort of stuff was is going on. And it's not, you know, it's not really all that positive, okay? And while this is going on, you know, like example, Bitcoin to drop as low as $1,000 this year, someone predicts, okay? This sort of stuff, it doesn't help when new investors or someone comes into the market and they see it, they go, oh, this is not very good. And then you'll have times when generally the news is positive. At the moment, it's you know, usually it's bad things going on, and I would say that it needs to be more positive news. But at the same time, they've got to make the news exciting, and sometimes the bad news sells better than the good news. I mean, if you go and if you follow a lot of the projects on Twitter, you'll get a lot of great news and information that comes out of the Twitter feeds, okay? Whereas some of these places, they might be one-sided and have all the bad news. They don't necessarily have all the good news. So I checked out that. There was... on Bitcoin news, bitcoin.com, I think there was a couple of articles there. Yeah, they're talking about that Quebec may not be able to meet the energy demands for crypto miners, because there was talk of them moving to Quebec where the cheaper electricity, but now they have there might be some issues with just how much demanding electricity they have. Yeah, so this is here. Bank confirms Bitcoin ban for employees. No surprise. Yeah, South Korea trying to do you know, close down the tax loopholes for the cryptocurrency exchanges. Okay. What else was there? Taxes. You know, no one likes to pay taxes, but these talk of that and governments trying to crack down on that. Interesting article that there's twice as many Bitcoin traders in Brazil as there is stock investors. I thought that was pretty good. This one I wanted to talk about. Now, this article was IOTA attacked for subpar wallet security following a $4 million hack. Now, I looked at this. I looked at this article. We'll click through to have a look at it. Honestly, it was a crap article, and it was really one-sided. And I thought it wasn't well written, okay? So it copped a lot of heat in the comments. However, I just want to state that I was when IOTA came out, I was one of the first to download their wallets. I actually have it, I think it's on my Mac, I downloaded it. And if you've ever downloaded the IOTA wallet, and I'll show you in a minute what it looks like. If you have ever used it and tried to make it work, it is not like Exodus or other wallets. So what happened was that there was a hack and $4 million got taken out. Now, this is not the first time. They had this thing about this partnership with Microsoft and the price went up, but it turned out to be not a partnership with Microsoft. Then Richard Hart says here, about a horrible cryptocurrency. Look at IOTA, doesn't work. You have to make your own private keys, and network is broken. Okay. And then transactions get double spend, rolled back, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you've ever tried using an IOTA wallet, I gave up. The first thing you have to do is you have to generate your own private keys, your own seed keys, right? Now, there's actually sites that are online key generators to help you, like IOTaseed.io. Now, someone actually hacked, or they're saying that if someone hacked it, they would be able to get the seeds. And apparently this happened, right? Apparently then they organized DDoS attacks against some of the IOTA full nodes. And then at the same time, they used these seed keys to extract money out of the wallets. And they got 3.94 million worth of IOTA was stolen. And then they had the DDoS against the public nodes, so they couldn't prevent it. Now, it was a pretty poorly written article, but I went to IOTA, and let's go to IOTA because I want to show you. I want to show you this, and you can have great projects, but I'll just see if this is the right one. IOTA. Let's have here we go. Okay, so IOTA, it's in the top 10, but when it comes to actually functional utility working, you might want to think again. It's amazing, this technology and how big market cap they are. But when you go down, we'll just got to scroll down. The website takes a little while to load. And we'll get down, it's very exciting. It says get started, download GUI. We go to the GUI here, which is their actual wallet. And also things are meant to be relatively free. And it shows how to install on Windows. And it says, download from here. Now, it talks about seeds, private keys, and accounts, okay? And the seed has to be securely stored, okay? And I kid you not, here's a tutorial on private keys and how you do it. Now, I don't think this has changed, but when the wallet first came out, there was no seed generation built into the software, okay? What does that mean? So what that means is that when you got the software, you actually generate your own seed, but you couldn't just generate it by putting some random numbers in there. You actually had to put a specific length seed, and it had to have certain requirements to be a seed for the wallet. And what they did was they actually recommended, and here you can go, generating addresses, learn the basics. Here's an example of an online generator wallet, where you select the information, you generate the seed, and then once you have that, that's going to be a master unlock key. Now, this was going on all the time when these wallets were being made. Some of them, these sites could have been hacked. Some of these people could have put up, which I believe was the case, they put up these address generators, and I actually remember doing exactly the same thing. There were links from IOTA to say to generate your seed, to use these online address generators to put your seed in. And it's absolutely crazy because they could have been keeping those seeds, and that's what was going on. Somebody kept the seeds and then stole those funds from people's wallets. And this is just bad programming. This is bad development. And this is why something like that cannot take off when they don't have something for the end user to interact with. And that's simple things like that. How can it be? And some people might argue, well, it's for machines. But if they can't get it right on a simple level like this, and this allows for people to lose their funds, that's not a great thing. So that's to me, in my book, IOTA, that's a bad thing, and that's another bit of bad press for them. Now, and when you look at the market today, I don't know if that impacted particularly on them, but IOTA was down 16%, a little bit more than the others. And, you know, it could have had something to do with it. But definitely when you have breaches like that, they're saying it's not their fault. But this stuff happens, and it shouldn't happen. Developers should have made seeds that generated inside the actual wallet itself, so that you didn't have to go out and get seeds from somebody else, which then meant that you would possibly lose your funds later. So yeah, it's a shame that they did that. I hope they fix it, but you know, they may not, so it still may happen again. So that was interesting that I saw that. So that was an interesting article. And then I think that was the main thing. There was one other thing I wanted to cover in the news that I saw. Actually, it was one of the questions. So I had a quick look through the questions, and there was one really good one. Where was it? Actually, I'll probably find that in a second. That's okay. It was to do with Cobinhood. So I don't know if any of you guys know, but there's a Cobinhood was an ICO just recently. Okay, in fact, I think I hold Cobinhood still. And basically the idea was that they would make a zero fee trading platform. So when you trade like Binance or Bittrex, Poloniex, any of those ones, you have to pay fees when you trade, and it all adds up. Okay. Now, this one here, Cobinhood. So Cobinhood just recently released their exchange. Okay, so this is their exchange here, and it is zero fees. So you can sign up to this exchange. Now they don't have all the pairs. They've only got a certain amount of coins, but they've got Ethereum and they've got Bitcoin. They've got their own COB, which is the Cobinhood token, and they're starting to get more pairs as well. So over time it's going to build up. So it's only just been going, but to give you just have a quick look, this is what the exchange looks like, and you can create a free account and you can buy and sell crypto without any fees. And this is actually a pretty amazing thing. So I went and did I looked around a little bit more about it, and some of the stuff I came up with, I can't see any fees for the drawing at the moment, so that's a good thing. Nothing for depositing. You think, well, how can they make money? So I checked out their Twitter. This is how you do research, right? You check out the Twitter. There was an article about you know, it's free, and it sort of goes and explains why. So I was reading through the article, and it was talking about, you know, some of the fees like GDAX 0.25, some of the other ones were 1.5%. But as soon as you start trading, you're losing 25, 30 bucks per trade if it's like 10 grand. Okay. And if you're trying to day trade, it's not profitable. And anyone that's done that would know that you really need to get your fees down. So now that they've got this fee-free one, it's just going to bring in a lot more traders to trade those markets. And some of the other ones were 0.1. Okay. But this Cobinhood is 100% free crypto exchange, no fees and commissions. So I was like, well, how do they do that, right? So the reason is they make their money from other ways, and they underwrite ICOs. And essentially, to explain what that is, all it means, if you click on underwriting, what happens is they'll have these new coins that are being launched, and so these guys want to launch their coins. They'll need to put it onto an exchange, and they also want to you know, have the best success. Now, Cobinhood's already went through this, and they've already put on Cyber Miles was one of the first ones they've launched. They've already collected 130,000 ETH or 121 million funds, and they talk about how to get your coin on Cobinhood, and also, you know, smart contract review for when you're dealing with that, legal assistance. So they're providing all this extra information to help new coins get listed. Now, that's not for free. They charge the people that basically want to create an ICO and want to launch and do all these things. They will charge them a fee. And I think on Cyber Miles, it was, I think it was 40 something million or something like that when they did Cyber Miles. and basically they will get a cut out of that, and that big cut that they make out of the ICO is how they run the exchange and run all the services. Okay, now they'll be continuing. When I looked into it further, I was having a look at some of the new coins that are coming up, and they're talking about all new pairs like EOS, OMG, Quantum, another 18 coins by the end of January. All right, so they're going to have a lot more coins put on there, and by doing that, they're going to have a lot more users come on board. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, if you haven't checked that one out, I would check out Cobinhood, and definitely you won't be paying fees. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. And at the moment, I don't have an account. I probably will set up an account. This is I think they got the idea. There was in the article they did mention about this other one. They got this idea. I don't know exactly if it's like a sister site or something, but Robinhood, okay, which is in Australia where I am, zero commission share trading. This is for share trading, is coming to Australia. And normally in Australia you pay commissions, like every time you trade you pay fees. So this is a service that is coming. It's probably already in the States or something similar to that. But that was the idea, same sort of thing where you have an exchange where they're making money out of a different way, and in particularly with this one, they're doing it with ICOs. So yeah, that would be pretty good. Alrighty, so let's just check out the live stream again. G'day, Mr. Bazinga, how you doing? Hey, Nikki. What else have we got? Oh, Rommel says, I already have a Cobinhood account. Fantastic. So Rommel, how do you find it? Have you actually done some trading yet with it? Did you see any problems with it, or are you happy with it? Just give us an idea of how you feel with it. I'll probably set up an account over the next week, maybe set that up, maybe even go through, and it's worthwhile getting onto exchanges, because when new ICOs come out, you'll need they might get listed on this exchange, and so you may as well have that set up and ready to go. All right, so that was pretty exciting to find out about that, and I appreciate that question. I think the original question, let's have a quick look here. One of the guys asked it, Cobinhood. Maybe it's on the second page. Get so many comments. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, so Lady Kate asked about the IOTA tokens. Yep, that's correct. So I covered that. And there's one here, Rommel asked about the Samurai wallet introduces Bitcoin via SMS text message. Now that's interesting. I'm going to check that out. So I won't cover that tonight, but I am going to make sure I check that out, because I wouldn't mind. I'm interested in I always like new stuff. So be able to send a message that's like encrypted. There is similar things that do this, but using the blockchain to do it, that's interesting. So Jonathan Caru was the one asking the question about the zero fee on the Cobinhood. He tried looking for it, but it says they get the money from the ICO underwriting. Correct. So that was a good question. And yeah, basically that's what I've covered so far tonight. And yeah, definitely worth checking that out. Okay, so still not funding. All right, so yeah, Rommel says you're still not funding at the moment. I'll be able to set up an account and just to try it. I've heard that it's slow on deposits, but they're working through that. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind. I've seen that platform before. I can't remember which exchange, but this exchange, this layout that you're seeing here, I've seen it on another exchange before. So they've probably just set up that quick exchange, the layout of it. There's probably other things that are different, but they've gone with something that they know works, which is a good thing, because starting something from scratch is difficult. So I just can't remember what the other exchange was that I've seen like this. I've seen this one before, but that's all good. So yeah, I wouldn't mind covering a little bit more about Cobinhood. And to give you an idea where Cobinhood is on the, let's have a look on CoinMarketCap. So it's 40 cents Okay, and I think it did go as high as yeah, $1.52. All right, so it's went up quite high, and this sort of coincided with, you know, the market going up, and now it's back to around about 40 cents. But really the exchange has just opened, and I think it's getting started, because think of this KuCoin and Binance Coin, right? Now there's two other exchanges that are very good, and those coins have shown a lot of growth, and I don't think there'll be any reason why Cobinhood coin won't continue to grow once more people come on board, because it's they'll probably use that to pair up so that you'll need that coin to trade the other currencies. So yeah, or other coins. So yeah, I think that'd be a good thing. So at the moment it is cheap, so around about 40 cents. But as you can see, it's been $1.60. No reason why it can't go there again. Okay, it's only just getting started. It's only been going for about a month. All right. So that was the one I wanted to cover there. So what I might do, we're in about just over a half an hour now. I'll just want to see what you guys on live, whether you've got any questions for me. I'll just read up here. So if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them. Now there was one here. Please look into UTK and ENJ. All right. Well, let's do that now. Now ENG, that's engine, but UTK, I'll be honest with you, I'm not familiar with that one. Let's look it up. What did I do with it? It disappeared. NTK, I think it was. No, that's not it. I'll try and read that again. UTK. Okay, let me try that. UTK. Utrust. Yes, I have. I'll try that again. I have heard of Utrust. UTK. Don't know too much about it, so let's check it out. We're at 42 cents. Now, I'm guessing the reason you're asking about this one is because we've had a big move on it. So let's have a look. Oh, that's interesting. UTK. So it looks like Utrust. Let's check out their website. So looking at here, it looks like it's only just come out 30th December. We've had a move to $1.18. So it's at 20 cents, nearly 5x'd, and we're back down to 50 cents. Okay, let's just check out their website. Utrust ICO. Actually, I think I remember this one. Okay, this is what they're trying to bring: the benefits of PayPal together with blockchain to produce an online payment gateway. Interesting. Now they might be on ICO drops. We'll have a look at that as well. So they got full payment protection and acting as a third-party mediator. Are you a seller? Start accepting. Okay, so they're acting like a PayPal. So they're in this space where they're handling payments. Okay, and it is a big space. If you can provide a service where you can convert crypto into fiat, or to use it as a way for payments on websites, it's huge. E-commerce is huge. All right. Probably last year when I had the Shopify site, there was complications when you had, for example, you have PayPal. There's a lot of loops. A lot of hoops you got to jump through when you're dealing with PayPal, and then if let's say you get on Stripe, okay, there's and because all of the banks and companies own these, they have all these restrictions of what you can do, and then if you take too much money and you're successful and you take too much money, they can shut down your merchant account. So this is it's a big area. So Utrust here. This is like a buying platform. Now, I haven't signed up with this. I always like checking out new technology. I did hear about the ICO. I didn't participate in this one. But basically, they're talking about client API web app by the end of the year. And here this major e-commerce platforms, and iOS, Android. Okay, so look, this is their roadmap. Looks like if they continue to execute and meet what they're coming out with, right, and they keep going through, basically within a year, they're going to have merchants. They'll have things like Shopify, for example, or WooCommerce, Magneto, that might integrate with those platforms. So then if you have a website and you want to accept crypto instead of PayPal or on top of PayPal, you'll be able to do that. So yeah, look, just having a quick look at this project. This looks interesting in terms of the, this here. It's 5x'd initially and then has come back. This still does look like a really good chart. It still has room for potential, and they still haven't hit their roadmap yet. So they've still got another year before they actually really deliver on a product. So yeah, this one here with Utrust, so that that does look very promising. And I don't see any reason why it would continue off. I think once the more adoption and once they roll out their product, you would see this continue on upwards with other these other ones that do payments, and plus some of them collect fees as well. I know that some of the crypto ones already collect fees, and they would compete with them. So I think like BitPay is one of them. I think it mentions here like PayPal and BitPay. There's a few other ones that are quite big. So, and I'm familiar with this because with one of the websites that we have, it only takes crypto. Okay, so we accept crypto and we pay a small fee, but there's no chargebacks. It's a streamlined process, and anyone that makes it even more streamlined and better is going to do well, because there's a huge amount of money to be made in payment processing. So yeah, this looks like a great project. So I'll just check back live and see if you got any more questions. Let's have a quick look here. I might cover ENG engine another day. All right, and I'll just wrap up with the last couple of questions here. So is Litecoin trading is profitable? And will Ripple fall down soon? Is there any good exchange to buy it? Well, not sure about Ripple. The problem is like they hold a huge reserve of Ripple that is actually not even traded. So there's only a small amount that's traded. And yeah, basically, because they tie up so much of the Ripple and there's only such a little bit of it available to actually trade, that prevents that price from completely collapsing. Okay, it'd be like if you control 80 or 90% of the market and there was only 10%, you could easily manipulate by buying and selling and controlling the market. You might put buy orders in because of your size. You'd be able to buy and also put sell orders in, and that would stop the price advancing or declining. You can't stop it when the whole market's going down, but you could certainly prevent it. And so that's the problem when you have like this. I would say this is Ripple's like a centralized currency where it's more controlled than a decentralized cryptocurrency. So yeah, look, Ripple still may go up for a while, but people still think that, people are going to be using it for interbank transfers and banks are going to be buying it, and that's just not the case. I don't think it's going to happen at all from what I've read. Is Litecoin trading is profitable? If you mean like whether, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but Litecoin is still a great coin for doing transactions in. Okay, I mean Dash is probably better, but Litecoin's more accepted at more different places. It's faster, but even Bitcoin Cash is actually faster and cheaper currently, in my personal experience, than Litecoin. But still, Litecoin seems to be accepted a lot more places. So yeah, it's still good in that respect, and we still probably can see some growth with it. But unless they come up with some new and exciting technology, it's going to be left behind when other coins take over its value. Alrighty, yes, Mr. Bazinga, yes, thank you for your comments. Yes, there was only 1 or 2 viewers on the live streams. Now I think we've got 8 at the moment, which is exciting. So it's very good. And you know what? I'm going to do something exciting now for you guys, because for yesterday, as you know, I was cut short with a few technical issues. So right now, I'm going to draw a winner for this live stream for you guys, because you're here all the time. Now, I'm not going to do this all the time, but I'm going to do another $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash only for the people that are on live right now. So I'm going to make it simple. We're going to do the 1 to 100. I'll try and come up with something later a bit more interesting, but I want you to put a number in between 1 and 100, and I'm going to write down the number in my diary right now. I'm going to write down a number. So remember, you one go at it, and it's between 1 and 100, and the closest person that does it, I'm going to give $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash to. So I'm going to write down that number now. So I want you to start putting that in now. I'll give you a couple of minutes to put your numbers in, and then once probably a couple of minutes, once you put I want you to type in the comments right now in the real-time chat. Put in a number between 1 and 100, and in a couple of minutes, I'm going to draw a winner and choose someone out of that. All right, and then you'll get $10. And then yep. So thank you, John. You've put 19. Awesome. So everyone else that's on board, put in your numbers now. Thank you, Rommel. Thank you, Mr. Bazinga. So while you guys are doing that, I'm just going to have a look at any more questions. What are your suggestions on A-Chain? They're coming up with more forks. Interesting. I haven't come across A-Chain before, but I'll have a quick look at that while you guys are putting in your guesses from 1 to 100. I love finding about new coins, so I really appreciate you guys telling me about new stuff. Because at the moment, there's 1,476 coins. That there might be more, but that's how much we got on CoinMarketCap. So it's pretty exciting. So obviously, there's had a big move. They've went from like 30 cents to $1.20, and they're back now to about 50 cents. They've only been around for a year or so. We'll have a quick look at their website. While you guys keep putting in your guesses, just put one guess in there, and well, as soon as I have a look at this, I'll come back to it and have a look. So that's their roadmap, smart contracts, wallets. Interesting. I might do a follow-up on that one because we're nearly out of time. But I might come back to that. I'll do a bit more research on that one and tell you what I think about that one. So A-Chain. So I'll try and cover that in the next few days. We'll do a bit more research and see what we come up with. All right, so let's go back and let's draw a winner. Hopefully everyone has put their comments in. Okay, so I am going to quickly go through now. I'm looking to make sure we have a winner. I'm checking my number that I've written down. Okay. Just making sure there's no one else close. We have a winner. We have a winner. So the winner is Patna Pro. My number was 76 and he chose 77, so he's the closest. And Mr. Bazinga says, Pratna, don't cheat. What did you do, Pratna? Oh, Mr. Patna Pro has put lots of numbers in. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, Patna Pro, but you can't do that. I said 1. So I am going to pick the next closest. I'm going to completely ignore your ones. So my number was 76. Closest I've got is Dines at 71. Let's see if there was anyone else. And also Mr. Bazinga at 71. At the moment, I see those two as being equal. So, excellent. So, what I'm going to do is, Mr. Bazinga, you are a winner, and at what you chose, and also Dines, Almonds, and Bazinga. So yes, I appreciate you guys for voting once. You guys that voted 2, 3, 4 times, I'm sorry, this is not how it works like that. Okay. All right. So what I would like is Mr. Bazinga and Dines, I would like you to put your Bitcoin Cash address into the stream now, so then I can send you some Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to send you $10 each. And then we'll finish up. So Mr. Bazinga, thank you. Congratulations. You're with me with most of my live streams, so I appreciate that. All right. So now as soon as you get this, let's see how quick it is. As soon as you get it, let me know. I'm just going to transfer that now. Okay, so that's Mr. Bazinga. You should be getting your $10 in a second. And Dines, thank you. I'm going to get your $10 because you chose as well. So congratulations. I think that's the first time I've seen you on my live stream, perhaps. I think I saw you in the comments before on some other stuff, so I appreciate that. Just let me know that you've received it. I'm just putting your address in right now. I'm going to send $10. Whoa! I clicked on send 10 Bitcoin Cashes. It says not enough funds. That was like 15 grand. No, I think I'll change that to $10 US, not 10 whole Bitcoin Cashes. Imagine that. Okay. All right. So back to $10. Send. Done. And just let me know that you received that. All right. So we're not going to do that every night, but hey, I just wanted to make up for last night when I wasn't available with that technical hitch. All right. So I appreciate everyone on board, and I appreciate your questions. And so yeah. So don't forget that after this live stream's over, if you're not already a subscriber, just like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get the notifications when I go live. And also put any questions that you want answered. Make sure that you put that in the comments, or ask a question, or have a comment for me. And if you want, you can even put something funny and make me laugh. I like that too. So that would be great. So looking forward to tomorrow night, and I'll go through some of the questions and try and find some more content and answer some of your questions. So I really appreciate you guys on the live stream tonight, and hope you have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye.